In-home design consultation and lock in 25% off your shower or bath project. Call West Shore Home.
'Tis the season to eat sugar, and that's okay, as long as we do it in moderation. I think that's what our next guests are going to say to us this morning anyway. Doctors Jeremy and Jermaine Hogstrom are back this morning. They danced their way to the set. They're, of course, with CHI Memorial Internal Medicine Associates and fresh off the dance floor at Dare to Dance. Did y'all have a good time?
It was definitely a blast. A first-time experience. Doing something like that for the both of us, and we really enjoyed it. It was something that I think I would actually do again, to be honest, because it was for a great cause, and we found ourselves in a different space than what we're normally used to. So,
well, you were just telling me that when it comes to weight loss and healthy eating in general, and keeping your life a healthy one, it does become a matter of math, calories in, calories out. So, we're burning a lot. When you were dancing.
Yeah, that was not easy.
I think every dance practice we burned at least 800 calories. I was keeping count, so it was pretty impressive.
Okay, to that end, let's talk about that, because you raised your Apple Watch, just notate how you kept track of those calories. So this is a fitting time for the conversation, because it's Diabetes Awareness Month this month, right?
Yes.
So when I mentioned the moderation of eating your sweets, but not too many, is that pretty much the moral of the story?
Yeah, and this is what I tell patients, because I like to base my advice in the realm of the real world. So I told them, you can have certain things, you have to just have it in moderation. So during Thanksgiving, for example, you can have that dessert, but we can't eat the whole pie, just a piece of the pie, as tempting as that might be.
Well, or as difficult as that might be, because depending on your family structure, I never have been the person who had to go to 3 houses in one day. But you can't be rude. So what do you do when Aunt Ethel made the pecan pie and you've already had 2 pieces at other houses? You got to have a piece, right?
You're right. So that's where you kind of have to pace yourself, because if you're going to multiple houses, you're going to be encountering different types of dinners. So ideally, if you know ahead of time, maybe who's going to have what or the best of what items, maybe hit those items only while you're at those specific houses.
Good point.
But some things you can also think about is how you structure your plate, because, for example, if you start with, what I would do is start with like your proteins and your vegetables first, ideally, because then when you're consuming those things, by the time you actually start to get a little bit more full, you're going to be less tempted to go for 5 and 6 cooked spoonfuls of macaroni and cheese and overload on all those carbohydrates and get all those sugar spikes.
Okay, so when you're talking diabetes, there are the 2 types, type 2 and type 1.
Correct. Yes.
Type 2, you hate to say that it's one that you can kind of, I don't know, lifestyle predicts it, but in a way that's true, right?
Yes. Yeah. So type 2, it is more commonly associated with obesity. You're building that resistance to insulin. Type 1 is more autoimmune based. So type 2 you can control usually more often than not with lifestyle change.
Do you encourage your patients? I know what you want, I guess, is a lasting result, and I'm sure the patient kind of wants a quick result that then they can try to maintain. But advancement in drugs has come a long way. But can you overstate the importance of the lifestyle choices that you're making?
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, you can always, what I always say, you can always out-eat any great medication that's out there. So no matter, I know, of course, in the news we have the, the Ozempics and the Mounjaros and all these classes that are brand new, but you can still out-eat and outperform those medications for the worst. So yes, don't underestimate the power of lifestyle, especially physical activity. And why do we harp on physical activity? Because physical activity really helps your body to activate the receptors, those insulin receptors that allows your body to uptake the blood sugar out of the bloodstream and into the tissues, like your muscles that actually need them. So they're not just constantly sitting around with nothing to do. So for those reasons, never underestimate the power of physical activity there.
Do you like your Apple Watch? I've gotten to where I carry my phone with me all the time, and I count my steps. So it's a good day for me if I get 15,000 steps in. That's kind of like my baseline. But it's fun to watch those calories tick off, because then it's like an addiction. You don't want to let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I do like it. It really helps me to keep track of my activity during the daytime. And kind of what I was saying earlier, when we were doing the Dare to Dance, it kind of reminded me of just the power of just movement, the power of physical activity. Dancing is great for exercise too.
It's like an instant payoff. It's like dusting.
Yes.
The minute you can see right away that taking those stairs gains you something.
Absolutely. Yes.
So don't be afraid this holiday season. Just go in moderation. And I guess if you are somebody in your life is trying to lose some weight or live a healthier lifestyle, help them through that. As they're saying perhaps no to some things around the Thanksgiving table.
Yeah. And like I said, pace yourself, really get to understand what proper portion sizes of different items of food are. So as a rule of thumb, anything that can fit in the palm of your hand is about a proper portion size. Doesn't apply to everything that you eat, but a general rule of thumb is if it fits in the palm of your hand, that's probably going to be a proper proportion size.
One hand, not cupped.
Correct.
Okay.
One hand.
Okay, that's important to differentiate. And are y'all taking new patients?
Yes, we are, absolutely, as always.
Okay, so here's where you're going to find them. It's Internal Medicine Associates, part of CHI Memorial. They're on Hickson Pike. 875-0999 is the phone number. And watch for them to be back again next month, bringing their smiles and their optimistic outlook.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The Hip House is your local home